From wildfire to swiftwater rescue, local firefighters train for high country summer. Phil Lindemann, Krystal, 93 News. First, it's been 1 year since William saw smoke billowing from the base of Buffalo Mountain, blotting out the sun.
It's pretty black and it's pretty big.
It's been 1 year since Mike and his wife had to evacuate their home in Wilderness with 1,600 neighbors.
I just noticed some smoke early and said, that looks really close. And about 30 seconds later, my wife called me and told me there was a mandatory evacuation. So I started throwing things in the car.
And it's been 1 year since authorities closed access to thousands of homes in the direct path of the Buffalo fire, leaving Sherry wondering if and when she could return home.
I'm just communicating with my husband, who's up at Salt Lick, and letting him know where I'm at and no idea when I'll get to drive back up.
1 year ago today, a wildfire erupted above Wilderness and Mesa Cortina, scorching 91 acres and threatening billions of dollars in property. Miraculously, slurry bombers and fire breaks prevented any damage, and within days, Bill Jackson of the Dillon Ranger District knew it was not an act of nature.
There were no natural ignition sources on that day, so that leads you to believe likely human-caused. 9 out of 10 fires in the United States are caused by humans, us. They're caused by us.
1 year later, investigators do not know who caused the fire. There have been no arrests, same as the Peak 2 fire in 2017, but the Buffalo investigation remains open.
Ignition source for that has not been determined yet. And sometimes it's hard to pinpoint an exact ignition source if there's a lack of clues or a lack of physical evidence left behind or witnesses.
What a difference 1 year makes. Local fire danger today is low compared to very high this day last year, with snowpack 3 to 4 times higher than average above treeline, but quickly drying out at lower elevations. This week on the State of Summit, we talk flood prep and runoff safety with red, white, and blue fire.
Our flood situations are so different here than they are in a good part of the United States. Other states like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, where you have a lot of warning.
That was Chief Jim Keating with Red, White, and Blue Fire in Breckenridge, explaining why flooding in Summit is different than most places in the nation.
There's quite a bit of warning preparation time, whereas here, an event can come pretty quickly.
Rapid runoff is not the only concern.
Our water temperature is extremely cold compared to most other waterways. And our river bottoms, our riverways, our waterways, they're really ridden with rock.
With fire danger low and peak runoff on the way, firefighters were training on local rivers last weekend for swift water rescue. Red, White, and Blue Fire takes 3 to 5 calls every summer for river rescues, and this year could be busier. Amanda Seidler with the Fire District.
What's unique to our area, and particularly for 2019, is all the debris that came from the avalanches. We're going to see the rivers cluttered with more trees, rocks, other items that were hiding close to the riverbeds but now are finally deposited into the water.
Chief Keating has one final piece of advice for anyone on the river this month.
It may look like a very clean, clear, calm stream, but it's moving and it's moving very rapidly.
Tune in again next Wednesday for the latest on construction and more in downtown Dillon with the State of Summit on Krystal 93. Breckenridge and Copper Mountain open for summer operations this weekend, despite lingering snowpack above 10,000 feet. Epic Discovery on Peak 8 at Breck opens Friday at 10 a.m. with a ropes course, zip lines, climbing wall, and more. Get there by the gondola. Cost is $40 to $90. Bike haul on Colorado Superchair is still a few weeks away. At Copper, base area restaurants and activities open Friday at 10 a.m. and the full 18 at Copper Creek should open the same day. The Woodward Rectangle is ready by next week, and free summer concert season gets going in July. Keystone Bike Park opened lower trails last week. Expect upper trails this weekend or next, while across the pass, Epic Discovery at Vail Mountain is open now with a ropes course and mountain coaster. Scenic chairlift rides at Beaver Creek get started Saturday. Silverthorne Town Council hears the latest on the 4th Street crossing development at tonight's council meeting, creating a new metro district for that $90 million project and authorizing an urban renewal authority to capture profits from the new downtown core, including fees from a parking structure. Council approved 4th Street crossing last month, and early construction work is happening now. That parking structure and building frame should be complete by November. Council also votes on first reading of new fire restrictions adopted by all other towns. Tonight's meeting is 6 p.m. at Silverthorne Town Hall. In sports, the Rockies lost to the Cubs today 10-1. Tonight is Game 7 at the Stanley Cup Finals. Blues play the Bruins at 6 p.m. on NBC. And in local sports, brought to you by Wilderness Sports in Dillon, the Summit Trail Running Series opens today at the Mountain Thunder 4K and 7K in Breck in about 1 hour. Also today is race 2 of the Vail Summer Mountain Bike Series at 4 Eagle Ranch outside Wolcott. Adults race at 5:45. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.